Again, we're talking facts here with Zach. My friend Andy Madison's nice enough to join me. And just comparing it to other sports. So like Andrew Luck, coming back to him. So he just retired. He had signed a 6-year, $140 million extension,
right,
which would give him an average annual salary of $23 million a year.
Nice.
Look at some NBA contracts where in the NBA there is a soft cap,
right,
where you can go over the cap if you want to. So Timothy Mozgov, going into the 16-17 season, signed a 4-year, $64 million contract.
And they're all guaranteed in the NBA, aren't they?
Fully guaranteed.
Yeah, fully guaranteed,
contract.
yeah.
So in in 2017, he averaged 7 points and 5 rebounds a game. And the following season, he averaged 4 points and 3 rebounds a game. Last season, missed the entire season due to injury and just signed with a team in Europe.
It was like Chris Humphries, right?
I mean, yeah.
An insane amount of money to just be, to hang out with Kim Kardashian?
Yep. That was the whole Kardashian.
Yeah. And the other thing, speaking of which, Lamar Odom is going to be on Dancing with the Stars.
Is he really?
Yes. And I was thinking,
okay?
Well, that's the thing. I don't know. I guess he is. That was the thing. When I saw that, I went, good for you, Lamar. You know, because he basically goes from being dead at the Cadillac Ranch to being on Dancing with the Stars. So good for him.
Yeah, I mean, there was a period of time where I wasn't sure if he was gonna, if he was honestly gonna survive.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a good player. I mean, he was 6th man of the year. He won 2 titles with the Lakers, and all of a sudden, everything just went downhill for him.
Hanging out with the Kardashians. That's the problem. Stay away from that, dude.
I feel like if you're hanging out with the Kardashians, you must not care that much about your career.
Robert Kardashian Sr. is the lucky member of the Kardashians because he's not around to see all this nonsense.
Yeah. That's so true. That's so true. Well, anyway, I think we're going to go into a break coming up here. When we come back from the break, we're going to talk about the Mets and their playoff race. I know Andy probably has some strong feelings about that.
No, let's not.
All right, so when we come back, we'll talk about the New York Mets and the NL playoff race.
All noise, all the time.
All right, we're back talking facts with Zach. Andy Madison's joining me here. So going in a break, we're talking about the New York Mets. So we're both Mets fans here. So
make or break series this time. That's all we're doing.
I've been saying that the past 7 series, but this is truly this is truly the one that is make or break.
Yeah.
As of right now, we're sitting 2 games back in the loss column behind the Chicago Cubs as we start a 3-game set with them. I'm actually going to the game tonight. I'm bringing my dad. So my dad's not a big baseball guy,
right?
And I've been forcing him to get locked in on the Mets. I'm telling him that there's magic with this team, and I got him to watch the Braves series this weekend.
Oh, man.
Watched all 3 games in entirety, and that's how we rewarded him.
The thing that was really bad about the 6 games, because I'm going to talk about the 3 down in Atlanta as well.
Yeah.
They should have gone 4-2 against these. And no offense, but I'm going to say this now. If any Braves fans are listening, I don't care. Your overrated baseball team should have lost 4 out of 6 to the Mets in those 2 series because it was ridiculous. Especially the first and third in New York was just disheartening, is what it was.
Particularly the first one. I watched that. I had plans on Friday. Ended up staying up till whatever. Canceled all my plans. The game goes into 14 innings.
They had they had 7 innings. 7 innings to get 1 run home, and they couldn't do it.
Yeah, and Rosario had the bases loaded in the 10th there, and I believe he struck out or something. We had many opportunities. And then, of course, the 1 run we actually score with DeGrom on the home run, who seems to always be his only run support anytime he's pitching.
He's in.
They come back from commercial so late that the ball's in the air by the time they came back from commercial, and I barely even saw it.
Nice.
So my dad hasn't been to a baseball game in 35 years, and I swear to God, if Edwin Diaz or someone comes in and ruins this game tonight for him, I'm gonna be so upset. And going back to Edwin Diaz, this was supposed to be Brodie Van Wagenen's big trade. As we're talking facts with Zach here with Andy Madison. I mean, Edwin Diaz was supposed to be Brodie Van Wagenen's big trade.
Right.
And I mean, last year when Edwin Diaz came into a game in which the Mariners held the lead.
Yeah.
They were 66-0.
Yeah, it was over.
Those games.
Yeah, he come in, it was over, yeah.
This year, he's sitting at a win-loss record of 1-6, a 5.55 ERA with 5 blown saves.
Well,
I mean, think about the games where we would be right now. Just think about the game against the Dodgers earlier in the year when we had a 3-run lead going to the 9th and lost that game. I mean, those are games that you desperately would want to have back.
There's a whole bunch of games. There's a whole bunch of games that they basically gave away. I had a nickname for Mickey Callaway at one point. It was called Mickey Giveaway.
Yeah, I remember
because
you telling me that.
it was because it was pretty much just he would pick the absolute worst person to pitch a game in.
Yeah.
I'd see Robert Gesellman, and I would basically just I'd close my eyes. I'm going, something awful's going to happen, and it's usually a pitch down the middle, hanging slider or something like that. That's going to get hit into the gap, and 2 runs are going to score.
Yeah. To Mickey's defense, I mean, Brody didn't give him much to work with in the bullpen this year. I mean, I look at Giselman as one of the better relievers we have, unfortunately, and he might miss the rest of the season with the torn lat.
Oh, thank God! That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, and when you compare him to your crosstown rival, the Yankees signed Adam Ottavino, who's electric, for 3 years, $27, and we decided to bring back Jerry's Familia for 3 years, $30 million. I mean, that guy's a dumpster fire.
Well, you know what's worse? What's even worse, though, if you think about it, is the fact that Anthony Swarzak is actually pitching pretty well for the Braves.
Yeah, because he's not on the Mets anymore.
And the guy that's the one that's really killing me, though, is Jerry. Was it lost
Jerry Blevins?
Yeah, Jerry Blevins. He's with the Braves now. And what's he doing?
He got the last out in that game against Atlanta, where we almost came back.
Yeah, it's maddening. The series was maddening. 2-1 in 14 innings, and then the other one they only get 3 hits, 2 of them from Josh Donaldson, both solo home runs.
Yeah.
And they had 7 hits and they got 1 run.
Yeah, we're here talking facts with Zach. I'm joined with Andy Madison. So as we look at the rest of the Mets schedule, I mean, they do play a lot of contenders, but they actually only have 12 road games left the entire season.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Season.
They got all these home games. They should be able to do something with it.
We're in the middle of a 9-game homestand right now, and then after we go with 2 series on the road against the Phillies at Nationals, which will be huge, and then another 10-game homestand.
Right.
So it's really going to be important to take advantage of those games.
Well, I know they have the Dodgers coming up. That's going to be a little problematic in there.
So
but,
that's the end of that homestand. We got 3 with the Dodgers. Who do you think is gonna end up being those 2 wild card teams? I think the Nationals are pretty securely in there at this point.
Yeah, Nationals got it now, especially with Scherzer coming back. They should be fine.
Yeah.
I honestly, I think the other wild card team is going to be the Cubs.
You really think
I'm.
So that doesn't mean you think the series is going to go very well.
I am very pessimistic. I think DeGrom's pitching to one of them.
Yeah, he'll be on Thursday.
Okay, so Thursday, guaranteed they'll score 0 or 1 run.
Yep.
Okay. I know that Stroman's pitching the first.
Stroman tonight, Syndergaard Wednesday, and DeGrom on Thursday.
So Stroman lost, Syndergaard wins. Unless, of course, it's one of those games where it's like 2-2 and the bullpen gives it away late.
Yeah.
But probably what's going to happen is Stroman loses Game 1, Syndergaard wins Game 2, and then they'll lose Game 3 in a nice, painful, heartbreaking fashion.
Breaking my television.
With DeGrom probably getting 15 strikeouts over 7 innings, and they lose 1-0.
Well, honestly, I know you're pessimistic. It's going to be easier to see after this Cubs series.
Oh, yeah, very true.
I really feel like the Mets are going to make a push. I think we'll be dangerous once we get in there, but I really think the Mets will end up making it.
Absolutely dangerous if they get there.
Yeah.
No one is going to want to play the Mets in the postseason.
All right. Well, I enjoy your take on the Mets. I think we could talk about it all day, honestly. But I had a lot more things I want to get to, but sometimes the conversation's too good. So join me next time. Yes, you want to hear more stuff that we're talking facts about here.
That's it. We'll apologize to the people that tried to call in, but frankly, it was much more fun.
When I'm seeing people through the window, I'm not really sure what they're trying to say. So.
We don't care.
Yeah, so we don't care about them.
That's right.
Anyway, that was Talking Facts with Zach and my friend Andy Madison. We can join us next time on the show. Thanks for listening.
Bye.